This is the little German Tier 5 light, the Leopard. A lot of people like this tank, but some people struggle in it, even though they like it. And I was reading on the EU forums recently, and a lot of people have been saying they just can't get to grips with this tank. So that got me thinking, maybe we should have a closer look at this little Leopard and see what it is that makes this tank special or difficult. So let's have a look at the Leo. Hello everybody and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz, and today we're going to look at the VK16.02, or the Leo as it's more commonly known in Blitz. This is the German Tier 5 light tank, and boy is it a tank, but a lot of people really struggle with it. Okay, it's not got the best armor, but it's got a fantastic engine. It has not got the best DPM. Nor does it have the best penetration or damage output. And contrary to popular belief, this was not nerfed recently. But before we get into it, let's have a look at the history. This tank didn't exist. It was just a line drawing. Now, if you go on the Tinternet, you will see pictures of a so-called wooden or mock-up Leo. It's not. It's actually a Lux. The Leo never got off the drawing board. It was dropped. It was just never going to be good enough for the German forces in the mid-1940s. So the tank doesn't exist, guys. It's simple as that. So Wargamer have taken a few liberties based on what the actual plans of the tank were. But what's this tank actually like to drive in Blitz? Well, in a word, not easy. Actually, that's two words. A lot of people struggle with this tank, but then again, a lot of people struggle in light tanks full stop. The reason being is because you're in a light tank, you've got a great turn of speed, and therefore everybody thinks you should stick it on the front line and YOLO away to your heart's content. Well, that's not how light tanks work, unfortunately, because they generally sacrifice a shed load of armor in order to get this amazing turn of speed. So you have to be gentle with them, and a lot of players aren't, and this is why they struggle. Not only that, light tanks in real terms don't have the best guns. The reason why they're light tanks is because they're designed to spot and then get out of there and then support, and to keep trying to spot the enemy. You're not going to be an effective light tank if you try and get into a brawl straight off the bat, because the chances are you're going to get wasted by a shed load of heavies, mediums and TDs before you even realize what's going on. So here we are rolling out an Castilla on a supremacy game, and as you can see, we've already made a cap, which was what meant to do. We were tentative in getting there, but we got there, and now we are supporting. We can see that there's quite a few of the red team over that side hanging around the C cap. So we're trying to support. Okay, so far we've done our job. We've capped and we've spotted and we've done a bit of support. But now they've all dropped off the map again. So we've got to get back into our position of spotting and supporting. Now, we know that they're generally congregated around the C-cap, so you'd be absolutely silly to go straight to the C-cap when you can do this. We can see the M4 over there. He's not looking at us. We're not spotted. We can put a few shots into him. Now, the dispersion on the Leo isn't as bad as you think. In fact, it's not the best, but it's okay. So you can, in fact, sit a distance away without being spotted and put some shells in there. It's not the best, and you shouldn't be sniping in this thing. But as you can see there, it's not got the best pen, and it hasn't got the best damage output. The burst damage, to be fair, is 225, which isn't bad for a tier 5. But the penetration values are really, really low because it's a light tank, guys. I mean, the pen value on this is 95. The DPM is only 1,173 on your standard AP. But again, it's a light tank, and you have to remember that. And you have to remember that light tanks are not designed to do certain things. And they're certainly not designed to go rolling away. And I was very lucky there with that KV2. As you can see, uh, the shells are struggling to get through the bricks because your pen value is so low. So you have to take that into account, guys. You're not getting massive penetration. Okay, you can get good shots onto the 82 from behind because obviously he's only got really light armor. Okay, we've only done shy of 700 damage, but we've done our job. We've capped, we've spotted, we've supported. And this is what you should be doing in this tank. Now, like I said, that's not the best game in the world. We get a second class, we do 725 damage, we get quite a few credits, but not loads, and that's about it. So let's have a look at this armor. And as you can see, there isn't any really. Okay, you can side scrape a little bit, but it's not advisable. And this is going up against a KV1, which is another tier 5, and it's a heavy. So as you can see, a lot of the tank is green to that KV1. But what if we swip it and we say that the Leo is going to take on the KV1? Wow, look at that. I mean, it's a big red tomato. It's hardly going to pen. There are only a few points, and you've really got to get it side on. This is where the Leo struggles. But again, it's a light tank, guys. You're not meant to be up close and personal on the front line. Yes, you can brawl in it. You can circle of death in it. In fact, it's a fantastic tank to circle of death. But it is not a tank that you can realistically brawl against these bigger tanks head on. Circle of death them, yes. Use your mobility to get around them, yes. And as you can see here, I'm just going to stick behind this rock. I've spotted 3 of them up. There's a Leo, there's a Panzer IV, and there's an M8. And we're just going to sit here and plow damage in, and you can get 225, 226 on the burst, which is pretty decent. Problem then is, you know, if everybody then tries to come at you, you're going to be in a world of pain, because the reload on the autoloader isn't exactly the quickest thing in the world, because you're on an autoloader and you've got a magazine. So, you know, you're looking at a good old 10, almost 11 seconds to reload the entire clip. Once it's reloaded, however, then you've only got 1 second between rounds, and you can do some damage. And as you can see here, it will bounce. If you stick it side on like this with the right angle, you will bounce. But you're not going to bounce everything, because your armor's just not thick enough. So you've got to take it very carefully and give it some tender, loving care. And as you can see here, most things are going to pen you if you get in the wrong position. As you saw from the armor inspector earlier, okay, you've got the ability to bounce a few on the right angle at the side. But that's tricky to do, guys, and that's not the easiest thing to do. I mean, you can side scrape it, yes, and you know, you can be effective that way. But it's not easy. But look at the pen on this. I mean, we're just not penning that Panzer IV. We're just getting nothing into it on the standard AP. So we switch to APCR. Maybe then we can pen him, because obviously you got better penetration on the APCR, because it shoots up to 110 from 90. But you lose damage, obviously. You know, each shell on the standard AP is 25, and with the APCR it jumps down to 20. And I'm not even going to show you what the HE does, because unless you're an absolute masochist, you should not be using HE in this gun. Because whilst you've got reasonable damage of 35 per shell, your penetration drops down to 15. So if you're planning on using the HE, well, good luck with that one, guys. It'll be an interesting one to see, because you're not really going to penetrate that many tanks at this tier. Anyway, as you can see, I'm down to 25 hit points. And one of the things you've got to remember about this tank is you've got to be keeping it mobile. The more mobile you are, the better you are. Now, here we've done 1,384 damage, which in this tank is actually pretty good. Okay, the KV-1, bless him, he's completely AFK, so these are free shots, but we left him till the end. If you remember the Armor Inspector, a KV-1 side onto a Leo, you're going to be able to pen it. Now, with the damage I've done here, 1,575 generally, I thought that maybe, just maybe I was on for a decent medal like a first class, but no, we got a second class. We got a shitload of other medals, and I'm pretty surprised that it was only a second class. But that's the way it rolls in Blitz, clearly. We didn't get many credits because we had to use APCR. We were the top tank. We did some decent damage there, and it was a good rollout. Next up, we're on Himmelsdorf, the corridor battle. Well, we already know, if you're used to the game, this is a corridor fighting, this is the light route. Then we know that the heavy route is generally down the other side of the map. And there we go, we spotted up the Scavenger, we spotted up the AMX Biss, and we've spotted up a Churi. Now, the AMX is going to try and get round here, which, bless him. I mean, he hasn't got the best turn. Obviously, he's only got 3/4, so we can track him. We can stick some shots into him. He's now dropped his adrenaline. That's not going to phase us. We just angle a little bit. He's going to bounce. We're not going to bounce the tank over there, but we could go into this AMX. He's going to still bounce us. I think he might be on a stock gun. I'm not sure. And at the end of the day, we're just going to take him out. Let's get rid of him. He's gone. So we get rid of the Biss. Now we've got the Scavenger, we've got another Leo, we've got a Panzer IV, and we've got the Chi-Nu. I'm concerned because if I stick my nose out too far, I'm going to get penned. And I need to try and get to cover, and as you see there, the Scavenger pens me. I'm going to take out the Chi-Nu. He's gone. I'm going to try and get behind this wagon, take the Scavenger away from me, wait for the Scavenger to fire, hopefully. Yep, there he goes, he fires. That allows me to get in and stick some shells into his nose. And this is the thing, it's a good peek-a-boom tank. You've got to be mindful, however, of your positioning, because if you're in the wrong position, you're going to get penned like I did there. But I'm after this Leo now, and I want to tuck some into him. I'm just shy of 230. I'm going to run away a little bit. The Panzer IV is going to hurt me. The Scav is definitely going to hurt me. I still want either the Panzer IV or the Leo. Let's have a look at the Panzer IV. He's just fired. We can get some into him. Good damage there. And we get a nice little shot onto the Leo, which I didn't expect. Now the Scav is toying with the KV-1, so he's out of my picture at the moment. Can we take out the Leo? Yes, we can. We're down to 110 hit points. The Panzer IV's gone. The Scav is going to go in a minute because I think the KV-1's going to take him, which leaves us just with the B1. I'm going to try and float around here. There's the B1. He's only down to 18 hit points. The M4 will deal with him easily, and he does. We do 950 odd damage. We bounce 315, and we get another second class. Interesting. Again, not so many credits. Middle of the order. We destroyed 3. Generally not a bad roll. Last game, we went out on Copperfield. And as you can see here, what I'm trying to do with the Leo is keep it in positions whereby I've always got hard cover somewhere close. And I'm not getting into too many brawls with it because you're going to get hurt, guys. It's paper thin. I've seen tanks over there spotted. I know a Leo's coming up here, so I can get shots into him as he's coming around the corner. I don't know where the other tanks are. I'm worried about the Scavenger. I know there's going to be a Scavenger coming up this route somewhere. I haven't seen him on the other side. There's another Leo over there, and there's 2 TDs. So they're not my concern at the moment. There's the Scav. He's my concern. Now, I'm going to get behind these pipes. Hopefully I can get some shots in on the Leo. Yes, I can. His angles are just all wrong. He puts me side on. I angle to him and manage to bounce a few. Okay, he takes a hit. Some hit points away from me, but generally I got the angles right there. I can stick him into the engine, wait for him to roll down, and I should be able to take him out. And again, because of my angle, I get a bounce. Now I've got a BDR and a Scav. Thankfully, I've got some good, close, big tanks in support. Now I can pop around and knock one into this Scav, take the Scav out. BDR is now a concern because he's really going to hurt me. But he's now going to be concentrated on the VK30, allows me to go up and try and circle around him using the mobility of the Leo to my advantage. There he is, presents his engine, get 147 into him. Need to back away, however, because I'm on that long reload with the clip. He's still not focused on me. I should be able to take him out here. Yes, pretty easily done. So we've done 767 damage. We bounced 100. We know that the Leo, the two TDs, and probably the DW2 are over there somewhere. I can't get anything onto the Leo from here. I'm down to 291 hit points. I was hoping I could get something onto somebody. Oh, there's the Stug, there's the Leo. I'm just trying to see if I can get a shot into this Stug. Yeah, I get one shot in, leave him with 5 hit points. There's the DW2. So they're all congregated over there. I've got heavies over there, so I'm not too concerned. Everybody's bunching up. I'm trying to get the reticle on them. I'm getting shots into the DWT, which I didn't actually want. I wanted the Stug, but they're both one shots. At the end of the day, the KV1 is going to clear them up, and he does. And there's a Stug over there as well, so pretty much of a clear up. We get 3 kills. We're spotted them up. We're in the thick. We get another second class, 885 damage, good amount of credits, and we did okay. This is how I play the Leo. I don't try and get massive masteries on this thing. My aim in this tank, every time I roll out of it, is to do the job of spotting, to support my teammates, and to survive the battle, because this is a tricky tank, guys. It's not the easiest to get to grips with. It really, really isn't that easy. And as you can see here, we've taken the scab. Now we can get shots in onto the R over there, who's camping on top of the hill, side on, so I'm going to penetrate him pretty easily. Unfortunately, he's now a little bit harder to pen for me. Can I get anything into him before my clip? Yeah, I can. I don't, and somebody else kills him. Not a big deal. We've got a Strav and a KV2 left. Now, I know the KV2's over there, and he's a pretty difficult tank for me, but I know he's down to a one shot, so it's not a big deal. The thing I find with this tank is you've got to try and really nurture it. You've got to give it some TLC. A lot of people put it in very compromising positions. And as I say in most of my videos, the idea of this game is not always to get a mastery. It's to win the game. As I keep saying, your win rate won't go up with masteries. Your win rate only goes up if you win. So when I take the Leo out, I always focus on doing the job that it's designed to do. And that job is spotting and supporting. And once you get that down and you understand that, then you'll have a lot more fun with it. Okay, I agree. A lot of it also depends on your team. And at tier 5 currently, that's a bit traumatic. But it will even out eventually, I would like to think. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it's shown you a few bits and bobs on how I play the Leo. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination the best driver of the Leo in this game. Sometimes it frustrates the bejesus out of me also. But I enjoy it. I do reasonably okay in it. So all those who are struggling, well, I hope this has sort of helped a little bit. By all means, guys, send us replays of your battles in the Leo. Show us how you play it. It's the usual email address, fujitsblitz@gmail.com. Comment below. Tell us what you think about the Leo, how you play it, how you think it should be played, what you think its pros are, what you think its disadvantages are. Because the more we educate people about the tanks, the better they will be at playing them. And the whole idea of the game is, I know a lot of people are saying that there are lots of new players, there are lots of uneducated players, there are lots of players who don't know how to play the game yet. These videos, whilst they're not setting the world on fire and showing you, how to do massive damage or get ace masteries, I'm hoping that they are showing the new players a few useful tips on how they should be playing these tanks to improve their gameplay overall and their awareness. That's the whole idea. I keep telling everybody I'm not the best player in Blitz, not even by any stretch of the imagination. But I do enjoy it and I like giving it a good go. Anyway, guys, I will leave you with me finishing off at Type T34, because it's always nice to watch other tanks get wasted. And until the next time, keep those comments rolling. Subscribe. I've almost got the first milestone of 100. And if I get it before Christmas, I'll be chuffed. And until then, have fun out there. Stay safe and happy tanking, because that's what it's all about. Having fun and being happy. Hey, I've been Fuji and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments, tell me what can be improved, and tell me what you'd like to see. I really love to know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, happy tanking.